I know that we all use bookmarks in our particular Power BI report. Why do we use it? Because we have to make our particular report very impressive, very attractive, and very interactive. But do you think that only creating a bookmark will help out? No. Let us make it much more impressive, something like this. As you can see here, this is a black color, but just now when I place the cursor like this or my particular button, then we have one another color. But when I click on it, there is some another color. So there are three colors involved in one particular button. So let's start working on it. Hi, I'm M. Asif Hussain from KnowHow Academy. What are we going to learn in this video? We are going to learn and understand how to create an interesting and interactive button and with the bookmark in Power BI. So by the end of this video, you could able to create a very interesting button with some interactive creativity in your particular button. So watch till the end. My dear viewers, okay, so now what I'm trying to do is in this particular page, so here I'm going to insert and here I'm choosing one button and here I'm choosing a blank button. Okay, so this blank button, what I'm trying to do is as soon as we have got the button, let's go and change the shape of the button. Okay, so the shape that I'm going to choose is a rounded rectangle. Okay, so we have got this. So now what I'm trying to do is that I'm going to add some text here. So what is the text? This text I'm switching it on, or let's consider we want some support. Okay, so like this a text I'm adding it here. After the text is done, let me go and do a small type of formatting by increasing the size and the color. Let me make it black. Very interesting, very superb. Now I'm aligning it just to the right. The reason that I'm aligning it to the right, so that I would like to add some interesting icon here. Okay, so icon can be anything, it's up to you. So now what I'm trying to do, I'll come down and in the padding, why padding is required? Padding is required in order to create a space, a white space between the border and to the text. So now we have 4 points here. Let me make it 35 so that it moves a bit, or if I want I can just even reduce it something like this, which looks much more interesting. Okay, so now if you just scroll down, we have something called as icon. So there are various icons that we can use it here, but we even have an option to go with the custom icon where we can get some image and we can have it in this particular button. So now I'll go to browse and I'll just take any one sample button. As you can see that we have got this button here. If you do not want to go with the custom, either you can go with any one of these particular icons here. Okay, so let me consider that I have created this one particular icon as a support. So that's an interesting image. Now what I'm trying to do, so here as you can see that we have support and we have one icon, but it is not clearly visible in a one particular box. So that's where I'm going to add a border here. So I'll just click on it and I'll come down and I will add a border here. And in this border, I'll also take this color as black. Okay, so that's much more interesting. And the line color of this particular icon, this one also I'm making it in a black color. All right, so everything is in black. It's look much more interesting. All right, so now it's a very interesting point. The time when we are done with our icon, with our text and with our border, so what I'm trying to do here is that I'll go to the style. Under the style, it is default, am I right? So now let me go and click on hover. What is on hover? That I'll explain it to you slowly. So now in this on hover, I'm going to the text and the text color, let me go and choose any interesting color, something like this. Okay, and the icon color also I'm going to change it in the same way, including the border color as well. So now you can see that on hover is nothing but whenever you get your cursor on this particular button, the color should get changed. Okay, so now you do not need to click it, right? It's not on press, it's on hover. So what exactly on hover is doing? I have to place a cursor and the color should get changed, but that's not happening. This is the major issue which people face, is that without giving some action to the button, you cannot expect the product or the button to get the output, right? So in the same way, in this button I have created multiple things, but as you can see that the action is off. Okay, I have to switch it on. I have to switch on the action, and now if you see, my dear viewers, the color is changed. As you can see, this is black and now it is blue. It's purple. Okay, it's purple now, right? So I'm just placing my cursor, I'm not clicking it, right? So now what I'll do, the time when I click on this, there should be some other color. It's very simple. So now if you want to do that, so I'll click on it, and whenever I go here to on press, so I'll go to on press and there should be some other color. So let's consider that I would like to have this color, and in the icon also I would like to have this color, and in the border also I would like to have this color. Okay, so there is an option again. We have something called as fill up. Okay, so you can even enable it. Okay, you can even enable it, and you can even get any one color randomly, something like this. So now what happens, as you can see that whenever I click on this particular button, the background is changing, the icon color is also changing, and the text color is also changing, and the border color is also changing, right? So everything is included here, right? So now if I remove it, it's black. So now there are three colors involved. By default black, on hover it's purple, and on press it's orange, right? So this is something which is very interesting. So this bookmark, when you try to include it in your visual or in your particular report, it acts much more interesting way. So now what I'm trying to do is I'll just come back to home, and okay, so let me just remove this particular button from here, and I'll go here, I'll just copy this one. Okay, I'll just copy this one, and I'll get back to my particular page like this, something very interesting. Okay, I'll just get back to something like this. So now let me go and do the changes. So the text let me make it into 10. Okay, so I'll come back to icon, and the icon also we have it, icon size, if we can improve it something to this one. All right, interesting. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do, I have this particular interesting support as a button, right? I have this support as a button, right? So now what I'm trying to do, I want to create or enable some action to this one. Okay, so whenever I click on this support, okay, then there should be something which is very interesting that we have to get it. So let's click on question and answer. Okay, I have some question and answer, or you can include some other particular information, or let me show it to you. If I go here to bookmarks, okay, so I have various bookmarks here, right? I have the bookmarks for home, chicken, classic, supreme, veggie. So you can go and give the action button, and in this action button you can go with the question and answer. Okay, or you can go with the bookmark that you have created. So whatever you would like to have it. So if I just select any one of this, or if I click on chicken, okay, I'm just showing it to you as a sample. So now what happens is that when I click on this, everywhere there are chicken information, right? So now if I click back it, so on this one we'll get the chicken information. So now, my dear viewers, the reason that I have shown you this particular bookmark option is that if we have any link, so what generally organizations they do is that they have one question and answer platform, they have a link where you can include that link here in the action, and that particular link will open up with some form where you can include your support information, whatever the tickets you would like to raise about the issues, and that you can submit it. So that's one interesting option that we have if you would like to do it. So now the interesting ways to show the button, that's what I mean. If I take you an example, okay, so I have a home button. As you can see that, okay, it's just a home button, right? It's just a home button. I can make it much more attractive. How can I make it? I'll click on this, then what I'll do, I'll go to the button style, I'll go to this particular text that I have it. So now I'll go to on hover, and when I go with on hover and the font color, what I will do, Let me take something like this, and as you know that we have an action. See this. So now this is interesting. So when you have these kind of on hover, some creative way, some interactive way to the report, then the end user also shows some effective way in order to interact with the report. They show some interest in order to look into it and understand the business insights. So that's very important that we have to look into it. And in the same way, you can go with the border as well. In the border also, I'll go and change it in this way. So you can see that whenever a cursor is placed, it's showing us in a very different color when compared to other visuals that we have it. So that's a very beautiful thing that we can do it with the button. So like this, we have a lot of buttons and we can add n number of icons, whichever we would like to have it in our particular report. So it purely depends upon what kind of button we are trying to show. Depending upon that, we can get it. So we can even get the image from Google and we can add it, as I have shown how we can do it using custom, right? So my dear viewers, today in this video, we have learned how to effectively create a button in Power BI with some interesting creativity. Now I have a question to you all. So the question is that, for example, if I would click on this particular home, or if I'm just placing the cursor as on hover and changing the color. So is it possible that when I press on this, or when I just place my cursor on this as on hover, I'm changing the color. So in the place of changing the color, can I get the image? Can I get the icon when I have on hover on my particular button? Is it possible? If yes, comment it with your solution below. Thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as your source for IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate the tech world. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.